And I'm interested, it's going to be so interesting if he doesn't turn it around, if this crowd turn early on him, I'm not suggesting they will, but they've done it to others, how he will handle that. How will he handle the pressure of being this big superstar now and it's not quite happening? Because they'll turn on somebody and it's probably going to be him.
Oh, we've seen them do it. We've seen the Spanish media turn quickly, Luis, and it could turn out that way for Kylian Mbappe if it is to continue this way. You know it well.
It's what it is. When you wear the jersey of Real Madrid, it comes with a lot of expectation. And because we've been talking about Mbappe, everybody's been waiting for him. And let's not forget, he said no to Real Madrid a few years back. And people is going to remember that moment. Once you arrive here, if you don't deliver what is expected from you, the criticism will start. They're going to give you a period. Everybody's talking and trying to be understandable. You arrive to a different club. It's a big spotlight on you because, of course, you created that spotlight. So now we're going to give you a trial. We're going to give you maybe a month, 3-4 games, and then get ready. But if Kylian Mbappe doesn't show up in the next games, and then I'm talking about scoring, 16, being a threat every single time, yes, Real Madrid crowd is going to talk, and it's going to talk very quickly, and it's not something that is going to help him to adapt to the new team.
Might it have been easier for him to come into this side had they been struggling more, if they had more to win? You know, that he's come into a side where all these guys know they were already winning without him. Has that made it more difficult for him?
No, I don't think so. No. I mean, nobody wants to go in. Nobody wants to go into any team, regardless of what position you play, in a team that's struggling, just to make yourself.
But I say struggling by their standards, I suppose, because then he could be seen as the saviour in his eyes.
Listen, at the end of the day, what he has to do is get back to basics. You know, we've just shown a little montage there of what happened today. You talk about making the wrong decision at the wrong time, and he did it. Other than the one strike he got on Cillessen that went straight at Cillessen, he was taking shots when he shouldn't have done. He had too many players around him. The shot wasn't on, but yet he still tried it. Now, when you're playing for Real Madrid and you've got Vinny and Rodrigo either side of you, the second half in particular, if you've got 3 players on you, get your head up and pick the right pass. That's not what he's doing. He certainly wasn't doing that in that montage. It was him. He wants to get his goal. And by hell or high water, he's going to do that, regardless of whether somebody else is in a better position. Because he wasn't looking for anybody in a better position. Right now, his focus is on him. And my opinion would be, get the focus off yourself and just play as part of the team. Because if you do that, everything will fall into place. The more he tries to make it a one-man band, the harder it's going to get.
But is he doing that because he feels the pressure on him already, that he's trying to make it happen for himself? I would suggest so, yeah. I
mean, I've never seen him making so many bad decisions in one game as he did today. That has to be down to a little bit of anxiety. And as I said, he better go over that because his anxiety is beginning to spread to everybody else on that team.
Well, let's be honest, he's in with the big boys now, isn't he? And I don't mean that he's won a World Cup with France, but he was at PSG and, you know, being honest, Champions League apart, or whether you live in France, nobody really gives 2 hoots what PSG do outside of Paris and 1 or 2 other places. And, you know, we look at him in the Champions League and that's where we kind of judge him for that reason. And now he's front and centre probably twice a week, you know, and that's the do and die at this club. You know, you're either going to be a superstar there, or you're going to morph back into mediocrity, which I don't expect he's going to do. But I mean, he has to go out. He's not in France now. He's not getting pampered. He's not getting mollycoddled. He's in Madrid, and it's a burning fire of people just want results, right? He has to work harder than he's ever worked. He has to run faster. He has to tackle harder. And he has to be a better teammate than he's ever been. And on top of that, he's going to have to produce moments of magic that are getting people off their backsides. He's going to have to do all of that. And I suggest he starts by working a lot harder than he's doing, right? Because what he did in France isn't going to be good enough in terms of work rate for what he needs at Real Madrid. And that's a starting point for your teammates. If you want respect from your teammates, you've got to make them look at you and say, look at that guy. Look at him. He's working his socks off. He's closing people down. He's helping me out. He's been a great teammate. That's what he has to be. And I think he's always struggled in that department because it has always been about him. But I think at Real Madrid, he's going to have to be more than just worrying about himself. He's going to have to think about the sum of all the parts and how they get the best out of it. And at the moment, he, and not him alone, but he's not doing that particularly well.